Good morning. I have a confession to make. Yes, I'm losing interest in certain people, in certain categories, not all of them. But the group is growing. And this is serious, I think, because you need to be interested in people in order to have an exchange of ideas. If you're not interested in them, there will be a barrier, and there will be no exchange of ideas. You will not be able to listen to them, and they will not listen to you. You see? So you need interest, and I'm losing it. Yes. In certain categories, they are, of course, feminists, Marxists, globalists, politicians to some extent, and reporters, of course. I'll give you an example. We got this new police chief, national police chief, yesterday. And as far as I can tell, he's a good guy. He's been working as a policeman for a lot of years, like almost 40 years, I think. And I like him. He was the chief of the security police before he got this job. Now, the example here is how people reacted to this, how media reacted. So they praise him. Everybody's praising this guy. And everybody's now hoping that things will change. So people are so predictable. Yeah. And of course there will be a change. I'm sure the police force will be happier to go to work with this new guy, because the old one was a disaster. But come on, and he was interviewed last night by this public service reporter, and this guy, the new chief, he said, well, the situation is very, very serious with the crime gangs and raping and so on. And you could tell that he understood that it's a serious situation. So this was good. But then the reaction from the reporter asked, so what are you going to do about this? And then the chief said, it's going to be a while, it's going to be a long while before we can see a change. And the reporter said, so you mean it will be worse? And there was this moment in the studio, The reporter actually thought it would change like this. That's what he thought. People are so predictable. Some of them. Yeah. And the police chief said, well, we don't have the policemen. It's going to be a long time before we see some real change here. But we're going to do our best. Yeah. And politicians, this is an old interview. I wanted to talk about this for some time, but I never got around to it. This is an interview with MACRON some time ago. And he was asked about France and Brexit and referendums. And Macron said, if there would be a referendum in France, we would see the same result as in Britain. And he was dead certain about this. And he sort of confessed it, right, to the reporter. And I was thinking about this Macron. So he's the president of France, right? And a majority of the French wants to leave the EU. And what is he doing, Macron? He is involving France more in the EU. He's putting all his efforts into making EU greater. He's representing a country who wants to get out of it. And he wants to bring them in, closer. So, what is he thinking, That's when he gets home from work. Very predictable. And he's still doing it. So, yeah, I'm losing interest in these guys. I should be more interested. Alright, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Again, another great weekend ahead. I want to celebrate something. Let's have some great news this weekend. That's what I want. So we can bring out the cake or the beer. Alright, bye.